CYC is a free channel, presents the Word of God for everyone. Your support will help us to continue the mission. Visit our website, cycnow.com. Even $1 will make a difference.
Welcome to another episode from our show, Anything Goes. I'm recording this episode right before December 25. And the issue that we are living in New York today, that everything is festive around us. There is a lot of red, a lot of green, a lot of shoppers, a lot of lights, a very large tree in Rockefeller Center. But I wonder, what and who is the center of Christmas? I'm happy to introduce my guests today. I have Daniel, Andrew, Sarah, and Christina. I'll start with this group. So, do you think this is a true phenomenon, or we are overstating the problem, or this is not a problem to begin with?
I think it is. I think a lot of what we see on television and a lot of what we see in the media tells us this is a time of year for us to want. So like we see like, oh, what do you want from Santa? What do you want from your parents? Like what gifts do you want? But really this is a time of year for us to be thankful for what God has given us.
No, but I'm sort of want to first start by asking you, do you see what I'm stating, that there is an actual phenomenon of lack of or loss of Christ in Christmas?
Yeah, I do. I think I see that a lot.
In what ways?
I don't see the focus so much on Christ and his birth, but more on like, what can I get out of the holidays?
I see. Okay. Christina, what do you think?
I think the first thing that people think of when they think of Christmas time is not Jesus, which it should be, but it's more of the gift giving, it's more of the gift receiving. And although Christ still is in Christmas, if it's not first, that doesn't matter. I don't care if he's second, third, even though he's there, if it's not first, it takes the whole purpose away. And I think that slowly but surely we're putting other things before that. And we have to remember that Christ was the reason for Christmas.
Sarah, what says you? In other words, I mean, I want you not to be politically correct, but what exactly is happening in your societies, whether college or work? Is there Christ in Christmas?
I really think that it's become a holiday focused around family and giving gifts and getting gifts and the food, and it's really lost the meaning of Christ and the birth of Christ and him coming to this earth more just for like the pleasure aspect of it. It's not really focused on Christ at all anymore.
And you are speaking of your what? Church, family, or college, culture, work? What are you? What aspect are you talking about?
More like overall society, not necessarily. It's not necessarily like what I believe Christmas is, but just like from what I've seen in the media and through different other like society aspects, I guess that's what I've seen it to be the main picture.
Andrew, I'm going to say a statement that's a statistics, and I want to see your opinion. Even though roughly 80% of Americans are Christians, 96% celebrate Christmas. What do you think of that?
I think like they're very into the whole idea of just getting like a present or some kind of gift, something to, it's like the end of the year, you're about to, go into the new year and you want like something new or something like that. And like even when you go to like the mall or anything, it's always crowded just to get like, even deals are the best time of the year right now, and they're always focusing on like what can I get, for the best price or something like that, rather than Christ and Christmas and stuff like that.
So it's really, there is much more people celebrating Christmas not because of the Christ part of Christmas, but because of the festivity of it. Like there is a lot of non-Irish celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Yeah. Okay. What do you think of people greeting you in the street or college and saying happy holidays?
I think it's nice. I don't see Like, I know a lot of them say it just because it's like a custom and it's kind of like a greeting at this time of year, but I like to hear that, even though they might not mean it, but I guess it's a nice thing to hear.
Okay, what do you think?
I think it's Happy Holidays is like the politically correct
Yes.
term, just because you don't know what religion they are or what holiday they do celebrate at this time of year. So I think most people say Happy Holidays just because they want to be politically correct. I personally say Merry Christmas, even if they say Happy Holidays back, because that's just what I believe.
Mm-hmm. Danny, what do you think?
I have no problem with it when someone comes up to me and says Happy Holidays, but I have been in some instances in schools where I've been told don't tell students Merry Christmas, make sure you say Happy Holidays. And I take offense to that because I feel like if I celebrate Christmas...
Really? They tell you that
Yeah,
in school?
I've been told be careful how you word things in emails.
I mean, who would say that to you? The administration of the school, or?
Yeah, sometimes administrations will say, be careful with younger students, like what you say, so you don't isolate some students. So make sure you always say Happy Holidays and not Merry Christmas or even Happy Hanukkah. They always say Happy Holidays, so not to make anyone feel left out.
I mean, let's just call everything as it is. We are celebrating the birth of Christ, regardless of whatever is being said. We are discussing an issue. Is there an attack on Christmas by removing Christ from Christmas? We'll take a short break and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Is Christ still in Christmas? And if you haven't been with us the last few minutes, we went through what's happening in the States. We know more about New York since we live more in New York, but we start saying that there is a lot of people are celebrating Christmas, not necessarily because Christ in Christmas. We also went through the debate about, is it really a happy holiday or Merry Christmas? Sarah, coming back to you. Now, we know that there is a political attack on removing Christ from Christmas. The Jews are not happy with it, but if you don't say Happy Ramadan to a Muslim, they will take a major offense. But when it happens to us, you say, no, don't say Merry Christmas. Why is that?
I think that some people just don't want to start an argument. They just want to just go about their day, so they just accept the Happy Holidays, or it's okay for them to leave out Christ in Christmas because you just want to keep going on with your day. You don't think it's that big of a deal. But I mean, me personally, I like saying Merry Christmas instead of Happy Holidays. It just reinforces that like this is Christmas, like Christ came down and was born, and it's not just about eating, getting presents, and being with your family.
Mm-hmm. Andrew.
I mean, where I work, personally, my boss, he's actually Jewish, and he told me for, like, whenever people come to my work, just say Happy Holidays. Don't say Merry Christmas. So I'm like, okay, like, you know, I'm fine with that. But, I mean, certain people, who know, like, they'll say to me Merry Christmas, though. Like, my customers will come to me, like, oh, Merry Christmas, like, Happy Holidays, something like that. Mm. So, I mean, in that sense, like, I kind of don't have a choice. Because he's my boss, he's telling me you have to say Happy Holidays. That's the way we have to say it at our job site.
How are we hurting people by saying we are celebrating the Lord of the festivity? How are we doing that? What do you think? Why people are taking offense when it happens that we are celebrating the birth of the most ever gift we received from up high, the Lord himself incarnate, and we are happy to say Merry Christmas. Why is that hurting or harmful or affecting some people?
The only reason why I could think that would be offensive would be that they don't believe in those beliefs. But on the contrary, when people do that for their beliefs, I don't find that anger. So I can't relate to that anger, and I don't see why someone would take that much of an offense to it. But I think a lot of it comes with, you know, as we said, Christianity is the majority. So a lot of people, when they see that this religion is the majority and it's not what they believe in, I feel like that builds they want to speak up about that because they feel like all these people are doing something that are not with their beliefs, so they want to say something, they want to make sure that their voice is heard.
Could we blame ourselves, Danny, on the weakness or the pressure that come upon us that we yielded as Christians, as a majority? I mean, if we are a majority, why are we so lenient about letting go of, in my opinion, a right, while Jews, Muslims, and many other, much less in numbers, would take offense if you do not address them for Yom Kippur or Ramadan or whatever.
I think, like you said before, that Christianity is a majority in the U.S., and I think whatever is a majority in any country, there are factors in place to kind of bring that down to a level playing field to other religions. So when you say like Muslims and Jews would take offense if you don't acknowledge their holidays, I think it's because they're in the minority. But I don't think that's right. I do think that people should be able to voice what they are celebrating, and I don't think it should be stigmatized to say something like Merry Christmas, because if you celebrate Christmas, that's fine. If someone were to approach me and say Happy Hanukkah, I would gladly reciprocate that comment and say Happy Hanukkah.
Okay. Let's move to another topic along the same line. Can we do anything about it? And I know we are the Coptic Christians, Coptic American Christians are minority in this country, but can we do anything about it? And before we answer this question, I'll take a short break and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Anything Goes. And where is Christ? Is he still in Christmas? And you have seen and you've heard my guests in the studio are verbalizing their opinion, their discomfort of removing, eliminating, reducing the stature of Christ from his own birthday. Christina, what can we do about it? Can we do anything about it?
I think we can. I think it starts with yourself, and it starts with simply how you approach someone during the holiday time. Are you gonna treat someone with, do you want them just to say Merry Christmas? Because to me, I don't want that. I'd rather someone act like it's Christmas, act like it's the time of the year where not even the time of the year, but act like it's the Christmas season with love and with, joy and fellowship together. I'd rather that, someone treat me with that, than a Merry Christmas that means nothing. So if you're giving that love, if you're giving that, simple good deed of the day to someone, that's better than a Merry Christmas.
Okay.
So you're teaching them what Christmas means to us.
I like that. So what Christina, I think, is saying that if you do a Christian deed in the season of the birth of Christ, rather than just thinking of gifts, by that you are showing an example that this is really the birth of Christ time. I like that very much. Okay, any other opinion?
I also think, going kind of off what Christina said, by you starting yourself and influencing other people, I think that if, like, as a community, we keep stressing, like, Merry Christmas, like, Christ is still in Christmas, people will see that and won't like be shy or hesitant to say Merry Christmas instead of Happy Holidays, because they'll see, oh, there's other people doing it, like, it's not such a bad thing to say what you believe, to say, yes, I believe Christmas is about Christ still. I think that if they see that change, like, just if one other person, like, if you could influence one other person just to continue to say Merry Christmas instead of Happy Holidays, I think that can go a long way, and they can influence one more person.
Yeah. One
and one leads to.
I mean, I personally like and preach and do what you said. I mean, if a person says Happy Holidays, I just tell him Merry Christmas. If he doesn't respond and say Happy Holidays, that's fine. If he or she is worried about me, since I don't have the most Christian last name, for some people they may think I'm not, so I'm giving them the leeway or the sort of the pathway to say it's a Merry Christmas. I think our responses, we took it upon ourselves to step back and let Christ to be taken away by us responding happy holidays. So we agreed on the political correctness. Of course, job is different. I take an issue as school administration say that, but you are living in. But I mean, you're going to buy a grocery and the lady told you happy holidays and you answer Merry Christmas. I don't think you are doing anything except emphasizing and really showing that you are celebrating the real reason for the season, as they say. Good. Any other thoughts, Danny?
Yeah, I think it's wrong to focus just so much on what everyone around us is saying, like whether or not they're saying Happy Christmas or Happy Holidays or whatever. But I think we really should focus on ourselves. Like, why are we celebrating Christmas? Why are we giving each other gifts? And I think when we start focusing on, like, we give each other gifts because we received a great gift in Christ's birth, I think people begin to see that. And I think that's a great way to spread the message, to begin within ourselves and reflect, why do we celebrate Christmas?
So living the season rather than just using the very peripheral shell of it, which is shopping and festivities, but really living the season in prayerful mood, in giving gifts that represent the idea of the actual real gift, which is Christ. Andrew, any thoughts about what to do about this?
I mean, I kind of going to go back to what Christina was saying. Is like, you have to be Christ-like during this time, and a lot of the emphasis during this time with like even like the music you hear is like they say it's the most wonderful time of the year.
Yeah.
So I mean, let's make it the most wonderful time of the year. Let's celebrate in the right way, celebrate in the right fashion.
Okay, and I'll take off of you what you said. I mean, if we're not fasting and we're not attending the church and we're not trying to go through the liturgies, it's very hard to think that we are living the Christmas season if I'm not living it in a spiritual way, so it will never show on me or show off me. So I like what you're saying, and I think we ourselves need to go back to our roots and really, rather than we resemble everybody in how eager and how hungry we get gifts, let's start saying that this is the real gift. I was gifted by the birth of Christ, and to me, that's God became incarnate. He took upon himself to be a man, and he showed me how much love he has for me, because when I saw him, I saw God. Very nice. Any other thoughts? One other thought, I mean, it may be so corny, you can call it. You know, sometimes our greeting cards says Happy Holidays or Happy New Year only. Why don't we get cards that says Merry Christmas? Why are we submitting to cards, greeting cards, that are stripping the reason for the season itself? So if you have to buy cards, if you have to give cards, why do you have to resemble the rest? Put Christ in your card. If they want to throw it, they can throw it, but at least you yourself preaching what you believe in. I have seen in a car in front of me today a sticker saying a manger, and I think written on it, Keep Christ in Christmas. And I don't have a sticker in the back of my car, but I thought this guy is brave. I mean, this guy is just, you know what, you don't want to look at my car, fine, but if you look at my car, you will see the sticker. So I think it's simple, tiny, little things, but all starts, I think, as you and Christina mentioned, am I really living the Christian atmosphere of the season, or am I just living the festivities of it, the shopping of it, the hunger to get more, how much money I'm spending, how much money I'm getting? And Christ is so left, to the extent that people know Santa Claus more than they know Christ. And really, at the end of the day, that's the figure they celebrate. That's the figure everywhere is there. Santa is much more commonly seen, and Santa took the place of Christ. At the end of the day, we need to do our little things in our little small circles. And you know what? If each one of us did his own thing, maybe one day we bring Christ back to Christmas. Any final thoughts? I hope you enjoyed this episode from our show, Anything Goes. That was about bringing Christ back into Christmas. Have a great time and see you soon. Thank you.